Coming up next, a special edition of the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime as we review the whiteboard and talk about what happened in reality at TNA Turning Point on pay-per-view last Sunday night. Did David Hero really get so many right? I'm not quite sure. We'll find out next on the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime.
And now, celebrating 13 years on the air, this is the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime with David Hero, Frank Cosentino, Linda Kay, the man they call Meathead, and Damian Nelson. All the latest from World Wrestling Entertainment, total nonstop action wrestling, and more. This is the Pro Wrestling Report Prime Time.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this special edition of the Pro Wrestling Report Prime Time. David Hero, there's nothing better to do this week than to review TNA's Turning Point from last Sunday night on pay-per-view, and especially to review it with a man who has been touting on Twitter and all over the world that he went
1-1, baby.
1-1. I'm not sure how that other one comes into play, but I'm sure we'll get to that. So, if you watch Turning Point, we have some of your thoughts, and obviously a lot of your tweets from the show on Sunday. And it didn't seem as if it was very well received by the viewing audience out there in the internet wrestling community.
It was missing stuff.
First matchup was Rob Van Dam, or at least the way we're going to talk about him, Rob Van Dam versus Tommy Dreamer. I want to make one point before we get to that. Why is there so much happening over here? Everybody you picked was on one side. You are almost clearly one-sided.
No,
Clearly.
I'm on the right side.
Do you mean the correct side?
The correct side and the right side. See, only one pick got over here
Because you're not Popalicious anymore.
that's not it. I'm just smart, okay? I just knew how this was going to come together.
You hear that? It's like a horn blowing or something.
Oh, there's a horn blowing. 6-1-1.
RVD versus Tommy Dreamer. It was a hardcore matchup between two very good friends.
Which is why do you have to have a hardcore match? If it's two amigos, two buddies, two compadres,
Two brothers?
two brothers, why gotta have lions and tigers and bears?
Oh my.
Right? I mean, just have you don't need chair shots, you don't need ladders, you don't need garbage cans. Just have it an old school physical wrestling match. No reason for the props. RVD comes out on top. Big win for him. Kind of kills
Let's mark it as it actually happened here.
Well, I'll let you do that. Why don't you do it in green?
I'm going to do that in green.
So, Tommy Dreamer.
So that was your one loss, huh?
That was my one loss. Tommy Dreamer, of course, hurt himself. He's going to be out for, I'm sure, a little while. But, Rob Van Dam leaves Turning Point the winner.
Mickie James versus Tara. This one is getting a good review, a lot of rave reviews. It was a bit of a brawl, ending in a double disqualification, which I assume counts for your one.
Well, if there's a tie in football, there's no winner, right? So it's a
XFL
tie.
couldn't end in ties.
We're talking about football, not the XFL. So yeah, it was a tie. But you know what? You know why these girls are having such good matches lately?
Why is that?
Do you know who the agent is for the girls?
I don't.
Al Snow.
Ah,
Yes.
that's tremendous.
It is tremendous. It's a hash mark tremendous. Good match, physical match. I was surprised it ended the way it did, but it makes sense. It now comes back again for, it just keeps the storyline going without Mickie losing on her first pay-per-view.
And she also, on her first pay-per-view, did not become the new Knockouts champion.
Yes.
Not that the belt was on the line, but...
Impressive move for TNA.
Does it deserve the reviews it's gotten, which is pretty stellar, maybe best ladies match of the year?
Yeah, because it's the first time two Knockouts or Divas really had a match where there wasn't a model involved in it.
Rick Martel?
Rick Martel was not...
Mickie James in a recent interview, actually it was Serena in a recent interview, we didn't get this far when she was on our radio show a couple of weeks ago, but said that WWE and women's wrestling in general needs to focus a bit more on not hiring those models and training people and introducing new talent. Mickie James not necessarily new talent, but new to TNA, the loss of Awesome Kong, Gail Kim, and many others.
ODB.
Is this what the Knockouts division needs? Has the division been reignited, especially with Al Snow at the helm?
It'll get there. It's going to take some time yet. I mean, hopefully Serena's going to be coming in. Of course, we have Katie Lee now coming in, now in TNA.
Did you just, I'm not sure that was, you can't hot news something in the middle of a segment.
What do you mean?
You just hot newsed it. We haven't talked about that. Katie Lee. We have not talked about that on air.
She's been on TV for 2 weeks.
On TNA?
Yes.
Sorry.
Wow.
I didn't know.
Thanks, pal. You don't see little vignettes where she's in the mirror talking?
I missed that part.
Okay. Well, you're probably at catering anyhow. But yeah, it's getting much better.
EV 2.0. EV 2.0, which didn't include Shane Douglas, but of course the throwback to ECW
Well,
would.
we gotta throw him in here just so we can talk about it.
Versus Fortune. EV 2.0 not able to win it, and the person you had erased, Sabu, gone from TNA.
Fired. Gone. Sabu is gone. Are we allowed to spoil it all on this?
Absolutely.
Well, Raven's gonna be gone in a week or two.
Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, David Hero just hotshotted a spoiler for you. Sorry if you are.
You said it was
disturbed by that.
okay. Come on. And Rhino, he's only half gone because he's still with TNA, but maybe for another month. But he will be at Blizzard Brawl 6.
Ah, Rhino at Blizzard Brawl 6.
Yes.
First time ever at Blizzard
First
Brawl.
time ever.
Matchup overall, your thoughts?
It was good. I mean, Fortune, it's 4 really talented guys. They did a great job. They had to win that match. It was important for them to win that match finally over EV2. But, it was just like, for me, it was another Impact show.
A brand new X Division champion was crowned, as you called it, David Hero. Robbie E. of
That was the DHHS moment of the night, wasn't it?
D. Schnizzle.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie E., the new X Division champion, defeating Jay Lethal, The Shore, along with Cookie, now with gold.
And they had to. Why? Because they spent $15,000 on JWoww. They have a lot invested into this young fella.
Very delighted to know that the Motor City Machine Guns defeated Team 3D. The tag team titles did not change hands, and we saw an Impact this past Thursday, I believe, the farewell from Team 3D. Motor City Machine Guns able to secure their spot as the best tag team in TNA Wrestling right now.
You know what's amazing? EV2. Rhino's half gone. Raven's gone. Sabu's gone. Team 3D retired. That's a
Eric
lot.
Young on hiatus.
Well, but no, don't jump nothing right now.
Okay.
Those were all the former ECW guys.
Oh, gone that fast, huh?
Gone.
Hmm.
Yes. Good match. Solid match. These guys, they came to work. They really did. I was impressed.
You know, one thing about Team 3D, as sick of them as you may get due to their exposure, you can't discount the fact that they are excellent at what they do, and what they do is not only entertain, but they're able to really wrestle with some psychology in the ring and tell a great story in a matchup.
Because they've been around for a while. They get it. They're not all about the crazy high spots where if you watch Motor City Machine Guns against Generation Me, the match is way too fast. You can't appreciate everything that they do. With Team 3D, they force the Machine Guns to slow things down to tell a better story.
I will say, though, in that Beer Money series, we did see the Machine Guns slow their pace quite a bit and begin to tell better stories in the ring.
Exactly, because those are the teams they're working with. Beer Money can't do what Generation Me does. So, Machine Guns have to slow it down.
Samoa Joe versus Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett winning that matchup. As you said, he had to.
Of course he has to. He's the founder of TNA. He's one of the figureheads of the Immortals. He can't come out and put over Samoa Joe right away. They got to beat these baby faces down for a while, make it worth something. Which is what happened in the next match.
It was a last rites match, or a lumberjack match, actually. And it ended up
Lumberjack,
being-
only half of the Lumberjacks showing up.
Interesting point about those lumberjacks. Huh? It was reminiscent of an old WCW faction, you said.
Yeah.
Master P
The
and
No Limit Soldiers.
Sojas.
Soldiers.
Like
Hey,
Soja Boy.
Thank you for correcting
No problem.
me.
That's what I'm here for.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting there and I'm watching and I'm like, okay, so we got the Soldier Boys out there. Where's the rest of Fortune and the Immortals to combat what's going on? And I'm sitting waiting and waiting like,
Cue Ric Flair's music.
something. So I send out the tweet, what's going on? 30 seconds later, out comes Eric Bischoff, give him the money, money, money sign. The Soldiers and Pope's brother turn on him, beat him down.
Was it his blood brother?
That's what they're saying. I don't know.
I just didn't know if you were calling him brother.
No. They said it was his real life brother.
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 If it's his real life.
Okay. Thank you again for correcting me there. Fine,
That's why
sir.
I'm here.
So, Abyss gets the big victory over the Pope.
I noticed you didn't rewrite his name as you did Sabu up here.
But that was to tell a story.
Where does Abyss or the Pope go now?
Abyss, he's rolling. You know, I mean, for him, that was a big win. Sure, he cheated to get there. Still a big win because the Pope is such an over babyface. Abyss is going back with Immortal. Pope is going to get 3 other guys to come with him as part of the group. I don't want to spoil nothing else. But just the other 3 baby faces that are left in the company are going to go with the Pope.
How many factions can we have in TNA?
Well, let's see. You got
Fortune?
you got LWO, the Boricuas, DOA. Wait, that's a different era.
The main event was Matt Morgan versus Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy wins, and last night on Impact, David debuts a brand new Divas Championship.
You know what? Jeff Hardy must have designed that title belt. It has the eyes, it has the silly face on it. I mean, I've seen Jeff's artwork.
Yeah.
That's it. So what does that tell us?
I think Jeff Hardy might be champion for a little while.
For a little while. You know, I mean, the last time we saw someone get their own belt, besides John Cena, was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Smoking Skull.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Technically, who was the first person to have a custom belt? Was it the Ultimate Warrior?
I think it was the Ultimate Warrior. But it was custom because he had different color band.
Yellow,
or
purple,
belts.
and white.
Yeah. How cute was that?
It was great. It was awesome because he wore a different one every time too. As a matter of fact, I came across a clip of the Ultimate Warrior on the Arsenio Hall show just a little while ago.
Something wrong with your wrist?
No, that's what Arsenio used to do.
Oh,
You know.
that's right. Yeah.
Some good stuff. And now I'm remembering when the Ultimate Warrior was on Regis and Kathy Lee, and he destroyed their set as well.
Well, you know,
Here's a little
he
unique.
was the Dingo Warrior one time.
Hall of Fame Warrior this year? Yes, no.
Does he deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Absolutely.
Mhm.
Will he be in this year? I doubt. I think it'll be a WCW Hall of Fame.
Will they ever put the Ultimate Warrior behind a WWE microphone? Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, if the money's right.
Really?
Absolutely.
Really?
Why not? How much
a
money
bit of a
can they
risk.
make on the Ultimate Warrior?
Quite a bit. Well,
Listen, if
they make a
Warrior
DVD
does
that's
it,
favorable
hold
for
on.
him.
If Warrior's going to be there, a contract is going to be signed,
Mhm.
and he will not get paid until he comes off that podium. Capiche? But we're getting way off track. We still got to talk about Jeff Hardy, Matt Morgan, main event, headlining a main event.
At TNA Turning Point this past Sunday, your thoughts on the matchup?
Felt bad for Matt Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
They've tried so hard. They force feed him as a babyface for
In a
2
two-week
straight
period,
weeks.
yeah.
For 2 straight weeks. Force feed him as a babyface to have him go out and do a clean 1, 2, 3 job to Jeff Hardy.
But didn't he have to, given the philosophy you shared with regards to Jeff Jarrett, with regards to Fortune?
He can cheat to win. He cheated to win. Why wouldn't he have his foot on the ropes?
Yeah.
Why would he beat him with his finisher? You don't beat a 7-footer with your finisher. You screw job him.
Was there a chair shot?
I don't believe so. There might have been. I don't
Good for
remember.
Matt.
So that's it. You only really circled one match in green, by the way, but that's okay.
Well, because it's quite clear that
No. What are you doing?
everybody else. Oh, the winners. Oh, because I was telling a story
Oh.
that there was a winner on this side of the board.
Yeah, just one. This. Well, and RVD. But yeah, let's not forget. 6-1-1. What happens if you dial 611 on your cell phone? You get the news. Aha!
This pay-per-view TNA Turning Point, the October offering or November offering from TNA Wrestling, worth $35, yes or no?
No.
What could they have done, given the fact that they were in a bit of a bind, having to put Matt Morgan in that main event? Not sure why the match was changed from what it was originally going towards, the Pope versus
Hey,
the Abyss.
I said-
Knowing that all these guys are on their way out.
I said last week on
Primetime radio?
no, on the radio, that the guy that should have been here was Pope.
Hmm?
That would have made the most sense. He's already the babyface.
Yeah.
He didn't get the title match at the last pay-per-view.
So, as you said on radio,
So what I'm saying is, once again,
hold on, please. Ladies and gentlemen, please notch up your dial just a little bit. David Hero, could you talk to the people out there?
what do you think I was going to say?
No, I would like to hear what
I
you
was
were
going to say they didn't want to put the Pope in a headlining main event.
But you do.
I would have done that. But they're
Does that clear it all up?
No, but they're smarter than me, I guess, because they didn't
Well-
do it. But it would have made the most sense. Put Matt Morgan with Abyss. Let them have a Monsters Ball match. Let him pay the ultimate price for leaving Fortune. Let him face the guy with the nails on the stick. That would have made more sense.
We have to speculate because we don't have the numbers available, but we talked last week on either the radio show or Primetime about WWE's business and their declining pay-per-views. Knowing where TNA was reportedly in their pay-per-view area, which was generating maybe 5,000 to 10,000 buys per show, where do you think they are now? If you look at the decline in WWE business, which in some cases is 20 or 30%, is TNA falling further or are they gaining?
Here's
I can't
the
see that.
thing. HTT. Here's the
Oh,
thing.
God, another one?
You notice they have not announced the buy rates for Hardcore Justice?
They never do.
They do release them once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't released one in quite a while. They should release Bound for Glory if that's their Super Bowl.
Right.
I don't think they will. So that was the thing. That's the thing.
I'm not sure you said anything.
I just did. So they don't talk
What about
this
Hardcore
stuff.
Justice?
They don't talk about it.
I just got that DVD in the mail, actually.
When Best
Hardcore
Buy
Justice.
only has 3 copies of Hardcore Justice in their stores, what does that tell you?
It tells me that it's a hot seller.
Knucklehead is in more stores than Hardcore Justice.
They have a better marketing machine.
Yeah, they do. But that movie only taken $1,000 opening weekend.
WWE's movie strategy currently makes a lot of sense. They control the whole process from beginning to end.
Right.
They're not in bed with anybody else and sharing money and anything like that. So while we may pick on the fact that it's in 8 theaters in suburban areas, in rural areas, it makes some sense for WWE. But we've gotten a bit off track. You say TNA Turning Point from last Sunday was not worth the price of admission. Next month.
Well, the admission was free, but on pay-per-view, different story.
And we'll see what next month brings from TNA Wrestling. As a matter of fact,
Hold
next
on a
week.
second. I may say it's not worth $35, and it's not because these guys don't try hard.
Right.
They're just not put in a spot to succeed.
It's their job to wrestle, which they did.
Mm-hmm.
It's the company's job to sell it to you.
Right.
To a degree, it's also the wrestler's job to sell
It
it to you.
is, but
They
you
can
do
only
go out there
dance
and
with what you came with.
Right. Some dance with Wonder Woman.
And some are arranged.
Exactly.
Next week, we're going to be bringing you another special edition of Pro Wrestling Report Prime Time. Top 5 Survivor Series moments, David Hero. Another top 5 Survivor
Really?
Series
You
moments.
think there's
Absolutely.
5?
There are definitely 5. Will it be the Survivor Series where the big screw job happened? I'm sure everybody assumes that's number 1. Well, that will not be mine.
The debut of Rocky Maivia.
Oh, 1996. I was
Madison
there.
Square
Madison
Garden.
Garden. But tune in for that next week. And another Be the Booker segment. Be the
BTV?
Booker.
Yeah, you
for
know me.
the WWE Survivor Series. Will focus on the main event matchups for the Survivor
All 2 of
Series
them?
coming up next week on pay-per-view. Speaking of next week, David Hero, we're going to be on ESPN Radio Thursday night. Frank Cosentino will be large and in charge Thursday night on the radio
wait a
show.
minute. Why is Frank in charge?
I'm going down to Impact on next week.
So you're leaving Frank in the studio with me?
The
Caboose.
He has signed an agreement.
Thanks, pal.
He has signed an agreement indicating that he will not derail, sideline, or sabotage a show.
Okay.
Just saying.
All right.
I trust him to a degree.
It'll be fine.
Thursday night, ESPN Radio, and again, we'll be back with a special edition of Pro Wrestling Report Primetime next week for D. Hizzle. This is Damian Nelson saying thanks for tuning in to this special edition of the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime. Be the Booker review.